So this is the
You are too kind. We are
Oh? You were target- Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions,
Millions? Of mora?
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details. Sorry, but I wouldn't know where to begin.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. The Tenryou Commission had very few leads.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which...
Uh-oh. Looks like the trail...
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked... Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now. I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaidehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow...
You flatter me. Truth be told...
You are much too humble. Don't worry. Oh, actually, let me tell you about it.
Sure. During times like...
All right then. Recently, one of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya...
Amenoma?
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the two grown men going missing at the same time. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Sure, can't hurt.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making...
Sounds good.
Relax.
Ah, if it isn't...
Yes. The Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokade. After I returned to Inazuma... let me quickly explain. The techniques of blade making were personally Unfortunately, a series of events led to the gradual decline of many clans in the bladesmithing trade. Today...
So sad.
It is a great pity indeed. In the old days, we each had our specialties. And just as as an example, the Amenoma art. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice. As for the art of the Kaedehara...
That's right. Isshin art strives for complete... For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts.
Indeed. Most samurai choose... You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Isshin blade.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments. But let's get back on topic. We hope to assist with the investigation.
Ah, yes. He didn't say a word before he left. But I've done what I can so far. Worrying is...
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance.
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went... I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato. After that, yes. Strange, isn't it? If I had to guess, it must have been He's never been particularly interested in blade forging. But he is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be, based on the evidence we have gathered so far.
What? No, he is humble and kind. Yes, if there's one thing But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just... I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances Anyway, should you find him...
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think you...
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to...
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No, you misunderstand.
Ah, I see. I'm sorry you have to see...
I'm afraid we don't have any new information. With this in mind...
For example, Paimon struck...
That's a long story. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself. Everything was fine when we first got married.
Uh-oh.
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so... Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat... I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said...
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man. You must understand, after I said those words, his voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family? Had I not indulged his bad habits, we would... And I also don't know if he had actually come to... The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire.
I see. Amenoma Yuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe...
I don't know. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home, now that all his Even though I'm still... As long as he's willing to turn over a new...
Please don't get upset. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had but the information we gathered from the other side suggests
A little confusing.
Let's try a change of scenery. Rest assured, we'll notify...
Thank you so...
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting... The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how this... Do you have anything?
Well... Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
An interesting explanation. Amenoma Yuya is an expert on swords. He could have noticed some... Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known stolen item. They thought a fire would destroy everything. But then but it's a far-fetched theory. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only... The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker. Namely, that he is...
Darn! We thought we could get...
Let's keep going. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and...
Okay.
Let's head out of the city and check. Wait, I hear something ominous.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at base.
Now I'm picking up a strong...
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. Indeed. But this we should remain vigilant.
Huh. So it's an
The force is definitely... The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place. Judging from the concentration,
Mrs. Nagato said her husband
it could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatari. From what I've been told, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence...
so what...
Step back. I'll open the door and take... If we don't open this door, we can move no... You needn't worry. Both...
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see... It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
That was too scary! Paimon was so sure...
All we can do now is keep searching in 2 ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear... Yes, let's go. Quiet your mind and focus...
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Quit following me.
All tasks have been handed out.
Behold!
Wind rises.
You're dead!
How
Behold! On the gale!
too slow.
That's far enough! Ha! You're... The price for my sins.
get down to business.
Search for it.
Wrap up the flame! Motion to compel!
Squall Fury.
My blade! You dare to gaze upon me?
The room! Oof! I object.
The berry. This.
The wind rises. Squall Fury.
There's more!
Wretched vermin. That's far enough. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. Relax. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Incinerate!
Upon the gale.
Motion to compel! Boom boom! I'll remind you again. The law can be both a help and a hindrance.
Following me. The wind rises. Bow your head. Too slow.
Incinerate!
Behold!
The law has loopholes.
Too slow. Quit following me. The wind rises. You dare to gaze upon me? You're dead. Search for it. Yeah. Quit following me. Too slow. Upon the gale.
How amusing.
Boom!
Behold! The wind rises.
Bow your head. How amusing.
Behold! Quit following me. Squall and fury. Behold! The wind rises. Squall and fury. Too slow.
Know your place.
Too slow. The wind rises. Quit following me. Behold! Quit following me. Too slow. The wind rises. Search for it. Unsightly insects.
Motion to compel.
Behold.
Sometimes the law is compatible with human nature, but sometimes the two conflict. Balancing the two is a discipline in its...
Too slow. The wind rises.
From this point, the trail appears to... The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance. But a small...
Whoa! Look at all those silly churls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
Wretched vermin!
Boom boom!
The wind rises. Search for it.
By the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. Well... According to this letter, a conflict arose because Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chasing.
So...
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with us. Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here. Yes. Right now, if Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer...
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, for a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to... All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnect, I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct...
Wait! You figured...
I believe so. On with the search. I'm not sure. Put on...
Show yourself!
Kaede Harakazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! What's your problem?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. But what if instead of facing Ame no Mayuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it... Whoa! Shh!
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, or rather, as a means to occupy.
You're sharper than Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin as a descendant of the Kaedehara clan.
I presume it has something to do with the...
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but in her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world.
So...
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began... I seek but one thing. To face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power. The might...
Tell me, what happens to those you've...
My hosts? Who cares what happened when they got tired, or injured, or unusable? I hopped to the next one in line.
You're awful!
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. Kaede Harakazuha, you stood against the Raiden. Now.
Time to go. Into the wind.
Rewrite
That
history.
hurts.
Submit. Me. Join me and sever that divine light.
Spring forth! Incinerate!
Shall rewrite history. Join me and sever that divine light.
One with nature.
Squall and Fury, bow your head!
Me.
Decided by destiny.
Shall rewrite history.
Wind rises.
Join me and sever that divine light.
That's far enough.
Submit me.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night. Into the wind.
Join me and sever. Do not stand in my...
Your bluff's foolish.
Lost. I can never lose. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls, he is but a puppet that can be replaced. The end result is the same. And even if I were to lose my physical form by any means necessary, and...
Your fighting style. It is, but from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance.
Really? You...
As I've mentioned before, the form, since the blade is currently possessing Ame no Mayuya, if you ask me, the mania is probably due to your...
Are you trying to claim that I am help? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of East in that regard. Why?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything... After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point...
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a...
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles... Well, that brings me to my second... You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth, but the way I see it, What began as an ambition...
What would you know about any of this?
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance, even if you were to sever that divine light. Is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
You...
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to how could you possibly unleash...
Silence! I must achieve my goal. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my
And you should face...
Easy for you to say. Facing... I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not... It is pointless to argue further. Descendant of the...
How stubbornly you... I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state.
What?
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross-blade. Once we have dealt with them...
And as for your end of the
Don't
bargain, if you lose...
do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save... The Cursed Blade's strength is... The power of the Tatarigami lies in...
What?
Even if things take a turn, we have a chance here to save an innocent victim.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful now.
Kazuha?
I felt a little dizzy at first. It's all right. So far, I will. Thank you.
What should we do next? Have you...
We find some... Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many... If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between if he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no...
Wait a minute! Paimon, since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base...
all right.
What about Amenoma?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently.
Are we sure this is a good idea? Okay, fine.
Squall Fury!
Leave everything on this journey to me.
Let's get down to business!
The wind knows me.
Light flame!
Fine.
To the very...
As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
How are you feeling?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long, though he's making every effort to persevere.
Something else on your...
How strange. Let's keep going.
Let's get down to business.
One with nature.
Say no more.
Into the wind.
Finally, let's get down to business. There's more.
One with nature. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps...
But what would that...
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plan. He's still trying to achieve... Into the wind. That hurt! Time to go. One with nature. Clouds high. The birds call.
Are you okay? It looked like
Yes,
the sheen's grown a bit dimmer again.
perhaps this time we'll find...
True form? What are you talking? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk!
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But it barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy. I've finally figured out why it was you wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never be the only one who truly understood you.
Huh?
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming? Yup! We can help!
Don't worry. It's just...
What's one more?
Perfect distance.
Into the wind.
My blade.
The wind knows me.
This battle.
You fought...
You are a true Kaedehara. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travel. I thought that if I could achieve Ishi...
But in this too, you have...
Indeed. No too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without... Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi.
Actually, this is just... Forging and maintenance are both important. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years. And we... Skill. Blade. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not... Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven...
I sensed it.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since the moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only... You have known this for a long time.
He gave me every... How could I possibly... I said to him...
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor... When I touched the hilt for the first time, a bladesmith lay quietly on the bed. A newly forged blade lay by his side.
Wow.
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith he spent the rest of his life in the forge. Not to vent his frustration, he felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and...
So that's what... After that, the blacksmith's intentions were worked by the Tatarigami.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original... Yes, time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world... He seems to have calmed down.
When I look back at the past, I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes, but darkness and slaughter numb the mind. Not only did I fail...
You are finally seeing...
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, but I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. So, may I...
Hey! Now you're adding your...
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. My physical form, as well as the knowledge...
His attitude... What do you think, Kazuha?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was... Alas, after that... Nor have I ever had... My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the neck... You are a fine warrior. I would like to...
Oh?
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. You must have plenty of reasons to both hate me...
Understood.
I see. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stated if a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I do not wish to be a mere victim.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for...
Thanks for your help.
All right, then let's move. More Ronin could appear at in any case, for a final duel.
Quit following me. Behold!
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash. Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Still, even if he's way past the point of redemption, are you ready?
Ready? Okay. Successor of Ishin art.
Successor of Amenoma art.
Honored to cross blades with...
It is my...
One with nature. Into the wind. The wind knows me. One with nature. Fallen leaves, adorn my night. The wind knows me. That hurt. One with nature. into the wind.
Thank you. Although he appears battered and broken, his sense of savage cruelty has completely...
You also fought well. I'm sure there are a few things that I shall leave him.
I must apologize to you.
You need not seek my forgiveness. Nor do I have the right. It is too late for...
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone, and not let them stain the... I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin arts... I beseech you. Please
Yes.
Thank you.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to...
I'm not sure, but...
Squall and Fury!
I am sorry to have troubled you.
A prized Ishin blade. Considering their forging philosophy, but I have some good news as well. Ryuji from the
Really?
Yes. Badly wounded. And now that Hyuya is back, it seems
I think I know what you...
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade
Yes. He said he wants to take control...
What? No!
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's... I have decided...
But...
Thank you. Okay. I am ready.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So, that's what his consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling...
Kagotsurube Ishin. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded.
Seems like he really wanted...
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them. I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my hearing his wish to rival the divine light, touched your quest to face the gods. After everything I've seen,
Oh,
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my...
wait! Shouldn't we all...
Oh, you're right. And it's also time to...
You've returned. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to...
Wow, you should...
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please take a look at this blade.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaidahara. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey. The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths. So, were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the...
You misunderstand.
I am aware, but
Very well, I can understand. Then, however, if you should ever change your mind or...
Great.
Where will you travel to?
As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
You must have a whole bunch of questions after our last conversation with Nahida. I know...
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's...
Come on, serious suggestions, please.
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't you? The Tatara Suna mystery.
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area of research. I can't change that. But it's fascinating enough. I want to write my essay on something interesting, and I'm...
Yes, you came to me, so all the more reason to take my advice. The fact is...
Did one of them just mention Tatara Suna? Is it just Paimon, or is it kinda unusual for someone in Sumeru to want to write a paper about that? Everyone here's great! Let's go find out what this Tatara...
All right, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first draft. I have a feeling that if only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about her, this seems like the kind of thing she'd know about.
Oh, you're...
Hey, what's with that face?
No, of course I believe you. Actually, this is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion. I couldn't believe...
So what, for the love of... Sorry, we don't get out much. Traveler, I hear you've helped many...
Actually, we don't know much about that place either. In fact...
My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge.
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you...
Hold on, Sawada. Don't you...
Well, fair point. In that case, please ease yourselves in gently by taking a...
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery, but in the end, he threw it into a fire to destroy it, and killed his servant Katsu. Apart from the swordmaker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down, the records also mention a kabuki mono. This seems to be an Inazuman word for an eccentric stranger.
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time researching these events on the ground. This kabuki mono lived in Tatara Suna for a while before disappearing.
So first this strange person goes mid...
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too. I asked everyone I could think of if they knew anything.
Stop shouting!
This part's important. It just so happens that a friend of mine works at the Government Records Office. He looked into it for me, and I can now confirm that even back then, Tatara Suna was already at the center of Inazuma's smelting industry.
Wait, so there are...
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it.
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like Ishi...
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. That makes things easier. So basically, this Niwa was a distant... Something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their down...
The Kaidahara?
Sawada, you left out the...
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget?
Get to the point.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the kabuki...
Puppet?
Aha! Judging by...
No! Paimon just meant...
I agree. It does. But considering that non-human races in Inazuma are by no means uncommon...
Oh, and please read my... Sawada was encouraging me to follow his more creative approach, but... Oh! How about if I plug the holes...
Wait! You're allowed to just make stuff up? Pretty sure you've gone from SA to...
Akaba, look. Your teacher... Besides, if there really was a political power struggle going on...
Good point. Okay, back to the drawing board.
We have some other stuff to do, so we'll have to say...
All right, thank you. If you find out any more info about all this, please do let me know. Thanks so much.
Okay, then, even if we did know, after all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many... Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like... the Balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
Too slow. The wind rises.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida! Bad news. Did he escape or... Hey! What are you doing in the Sanctuary of I know you must have a lot of... It was my idea to set the Balladeer free. A deal?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? But if that's the case...
Don't flatter yourself.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. But Paimon's worried.
It's not a...
Don't you dare try... As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's...
Well, I, for one, have no
Yes, one in which I gained valuable... The Balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no plus. He's a former Harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on... Wait a second. Farmer? I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor...
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly, so as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events... Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my...
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings. And you said you need...
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear.
Yeah, obvious! Then let's put that discussion to the side. Today can be a trial run.
All right. Then I'll...
Good. Go now, and keep in touch. Nahida, are you... Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, Yes. Oh, yeah. Actually... You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twins. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the nose, the amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through, so I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. Exactly! Or... I understand. But how things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark. As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility. If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, it's my pleasure, really. I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the Balladeer on my behalf while he carries out the task I assigned. Even though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still... Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through... Great. Prepare yourselves. Wow. It looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru's at peace now. Uh, 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 uh,